Alright, let's talk about it. Fortnite OG, or Chapter 4 Season OG, or Chapter Fortnite OG, Season Fortnite OG. This season was truly a wild ride. It was really interesting to see Fortnite come back to its roots with a season on the Chapter 1 island, something that part of me never thought possible. Alas, after just 29 short days, Fortnite OG has come to an end. So, the question of the hour is, was it successful? Let's go back a month and look through the season. POV, it's 2018. Welcome to Fortnite OG. Fortnite OG launched on November 3rd, 2023 with the complete Chapter 1 Season 5 map, updated with new graphics technologies, but ultimately just as charming as ever. I'm not sure if this was a straight port or a total remake, but there were some strange inconsistencies, most notably mistakes at Tilted Towers, Fatal Fields, and Snobby Shores. The Season 5 week loot pool brought back a ton of Chapter 1 weapons and items, ranging from the basics like the Scar and Pump Shotgun, to more deep cuts like the Smoke Grenade and Scoped Assault Rifle. Oh, and traps are back for the first time since 2020. Golf carts and shopping carts were also unvaulted, and man, I've really missed these more simple vehicles. Don't get me wrong, the cars and bikes of modern Fortnite are fun, but something just hits different about these old vehicles. The only real criticism with Season 5 week for me was that heals were pretty damn rare. Well, except for Chug Jugs. Chug Jugs were everywhere. Every player was also granted the Re-OG music pack for free just for logging into Fortnite OG, and it's something. Yeah, I don't like it at all. But free stuff is free stuff. This update also introduced the brand new OG Pass, a special 50-tier battle pass with some pretty awesome outfits. They're all remixes of multiple Chapter 1 skins, which I think is awesome, and this might be the best battle pass in years. At Tier 1 there's Spectra Knight, a fully customizable female knight skin with a ton of variants, including masks based on Red Knight, Black Knight, Spider Knight, and Ultimate Knight. Then there's Lil Split, the governmentally mandated meme skin of the pass, a fusion of Peely and Lil Whip that is honestly better than both in my opinion. Renegade Lynx is a mashup of Lynx and Renegade Raider. Renegade Lynx is a mashup of Lynx and Renegade Raider. She has some cool options based on various styles of both skins, including the Chapter 2 Blaze skin. And then finishing off the OG pass is Omega Rock, a mix of the Tier 100 skins Omega and Ragnarok. And this might honestly be my favourite final tier skin to date. He's really awesome. The rest of the OG pass was really good. One of the highlights for me was definitely the loading screens that parodied other screens from Chapter 1. So it's really cool. But that's not all! The item shop brought more mashup skins, including Raven Team Leader, a mix of Cuddle Team Leader and Raven that had Twitter in a frenzy, and the duo Sora and Bright Hunter, along with the Infinite Drift Real Money pack. This season really brought some really amazing outfits. Just one day after OG began, November 4th saw Fortnite's biggest day ever. Like, ever. Over 44 million players logged on to play during that one day, with over 100 million hours of playtime. The fact that Fortnite hit a new peak after over 6 years is a true testament to its ability to remain relevant and keep hitting new highs. It truly is incredible. Reboot Rally returned for Fortnite OG. That checks out, it's pretty much been a seasonal thing ever since Chapter 3 Season 4. The rewards were pretty neat, but nothing to write home about. I didn't really bother with this one. November 9th brought Season 6 week, which saw the Cube Island rise at Loot Lake, and unvaults including the 6-shooter and double-barrel shotgun, and the Porter Fortress, which was an absolute menace this week. Practically every third item you'd find was a Porter Fortress, and endgame circles came down to whoever had the most Porter Fortresses. The Quad Crasher and Driftboard also returned. This is actually the first appearance of the Driftboard since Chapter 1, and man, these vehicles were so much fun. Unfortunately, the modern physics engine and the damage nerfs kinda massacred the Quad Crasher, but the Driftboard was just as fun as ever. Also, a Rift Encounter was added that spawns the Grapple Glove from Chapter 3. Quite a random addition, but hey, sure. November 16th brought the first downtime update of the season, and for good reason as it was a big one. This update brought content from both Season 7 and 8, including the whole snow biome. Almost. Yeah, we got the Season 7 iceberg, but much of Polar Peak and all of Happy Hamlet are just completely missing. My guess is Epic didn't want to vault Gracie Grove or Flush Factory, but still, it was a little weird. Pirate camps were added across the map for some Season 8 representation, as the jungle biome would not be added. They were neat, there's not really much to say. They added one where the Haunted Hills castle was originally, which I think was pretty cool. There were also a ton of item unvaults, ranging from our Lord and Saviour the minigun to the Flintlock pistol. Also the buried treasure, supposedly. I've literally never found it in a game, but apparently it was there. 2 more vehicles, the Pirate Cannon and the X4 Stormwind plane, were unvaulted too. Pirate Cannons are just as forgettable as ever, but using the planes in battle was a lot of fun, even if they do have fuel now. Ugh. Unfortunately, this update also brought possibly the worst change Fortnite has ever introduced. The content rating update. This update very kindly blacklisted a ton of cosmetics from all creative islands rated below T for teen, which is a lot of them. Content ratings are a terrible change for players and for creators. Players can no longer use a wide variety of cosmetics they paid or worked for, and refunds were not offered, by the way. Why are lobby tracks and loading screens, which are only seen client side, even affected by this? Creators now have to deal with island rejections and changing their thumbnails under unclear guidelines. And there's no distinct guide on how to make your island T for teen so players can use all their stuff. This update was genuinely so terrible that Fortnite themselves had to make not one, but 2 statements on the matter. Thankfully, they conceded that it was a badly handled idea, and that in the next season, they'd be largely reverting it. Oh, and don't get me started on the UI update. This UI does not fit Fortnite at all. And comparing it to older images just shows how much of the game's visual identity has been eroded away with time in favour of a corporate platform. Why are we making Discover and the lobby more cluttered with each update? Why is it all purple now when Fortnite has long had a blue colour scheme? Why is By Epic still not the first row? Why has the Burbank font, one of the last lingering threads of this game's former identity, now been removed? Ugh, I don't like it. The bonus rewards for the OG pass were added, and it's just 3 gold variants of the skins, nobody cares. Well, what's more OG than Save the World? That's right, Save the World got a pretty big update on November 22nd, bringing the return of the seasonal Frost Night event and the brand new Frozen Fjords Venture Zone, a really awesome map featuring some incredibly pretty snowscapes, festive towns, submarines, buried UFOs, and so much more. Easily the best update to Save the World in a hot minute. November 23rd brought Seasons 9 and X Week, the final major update of the season, which brought another boatload of item unvaults ranging from airstrikes to junk rifts. Also the jetpack, Season 4 item for some reason. The Baller vehicle also rolled back onto the island and is just as fun as ever, but unfortunately weighed down by the introduction of fuel for absolutely no reason. A relatively unadvertised change was that hotspots returned this update. First introduced in Season 9 and a relatively big part of Chapter 4, hotspots feature golden text POIs with loot drones flying overhead that drop some pretty solid loot. Of course, this is Fortnite in 2023. So Season OG brought its fair share of new collaboration cosmetics. Notably, the OG Pass was the first Battle Pass since Chapter 2 Season 1 to not feature any collab cosmetics, but the item shop provided. First up was Stranger Things, bringing the new 11 skin, as well as unvaulting the Chief Hopper and Demogorgon skins for the first time in 4 years. Then, F1 racer Lewis Hamilton arrived as the newest Icon Series set. It's got a cute little dog. Invincible was the next collab, bringing Omni-Man, Atom Eve, and Invincible himself into the game. And finally, Eminem arrived in the item shop at the end of the season with the absolutely incredible Slim Shady emote. I still can't believe that you can play as Eminem in Fortnite. That's nuts to me. Ending off the season with another record, Epic Games announced that November 2023 was Fortnite's biggest month ever, with over 100 million players dropping in during the month. Those are insane record-breaking numbers. And it's times like that that make me proud to have stuck around with this game through its primals and wilds. And finally, a secret final update in the last days of the season added the dirt bike vehicle from Chapter 4. I mean, the dirt bike isn't OG per se, it was introduced 4 years after the OG era ended, but they are super fun, so I don't really mind. The season ended with the Big Bang live event. This was the first live event since Collision in June 2022. Yes, that's right, Collision. I'm not counting that glorified collectathon social event Fracture that crashed halfway through and left us all severely underwhelmed. Anyway, the Big Bang is the first and only live event of Chapter 4 and is advertised as a new beginning for Fortnite, with teasers for several upcoming new Epic developed modes and an Eminem concert? Hell yeah! I think this event was disappointing for many due to the lack of storyline included, with the fact that we just didn't see the Chapter 4 map or Jones or Sloan at all, and how a lot of it is kind of one big advertisement. But for what it was, I really enjoyed watching it on stream because I got logged out right before it started. And that's Fortnite OG. It truly was a season that happened. Honestly, I had a lot of fun this season, even in spite of the clear issues it brought, and frankly terrible changes that were introduced. The Battle Pass was fire, going back to the map proved that it really was just a very good island, and it isn't just the nostalgia speaking. The loot pools were super fun, and this is probably the best time I've had playing Fortnite in years. If only it wasn't just 1 month long. But Epic has confirmed that Fortnite OG will return in 2024. So let's look forward to that. I think Fortnite OG was ultimately a huge W for Fortnite, even if it was unfortunately paired with some truly awful decisions. I'm really excited for the future of Fortnite, and I hope I'll see you on the battle bus.